Greetings and welcome one and all. Welcome back to the one episode build, this time for tier 2 with myself and of course Lathrix, who, as I understand it, already has a plan for his bot. I do not. Say hello, Lathrix.
Plans, schemes and devious plots, indeed.
Quite a cool idea, actually. I have not seen what he intends to build. Oh, I'm going to overhype it. You overhyped it to me. I mean, come on.
I simply said what it was and nothing else. And then straight afterwards I went, well, when I built it, practiced, it kind of went okay.
To be fair, just saying what you're building is hyping it, considering what you intend to build. If it isn't everything I hope and dream for, I'm going to be bitterly disappointed.
I'm building a smiley face. That's what I said.
Don't turn this episode into an episode of lies.
Well, you said I overhyped it, so I'm afraid you're the first one to be lying. Okay, Sir and Sirette, what I intend to build, and build extraordinarily badly, is the Eye of the Beholder. For those who don't know what that is, that's a Dungeons and Dragons creature. Essentially, it's a ball of eyes with one big eye and a big mouth. It eats things. I think that's very apt.
Does it actually eat things?
I'm sure in at least one of the games, as in one of the Game Boy games, this is going way off the kind of actual decent lore, it definitely eats you.
Okay, I've never known that. But I gotta be honest, that means nothing. My expert knowledge of Eyes of the Beholder, fairly not expert, actually.
I used to be really into Dungeons and Dragons, but that was years ago, so I've got the knowledge somewhere in my mind, but it's very locked away.
Best kind of knowledge, honestly. Right, well, what I'm going to be doing, or trying to at the very least, is make... Oh, actually, that is a lot closer. Is trying to make a landship. An actual ship. Ooh. And I'm going to be using shields to try and give it an interesting shape as well. It's been a long time. The problem is, because of, the lovely Robocraft terminology and everyone having their own version of it, the problem is with me, I once used Landship in one of my build names, and the problem is apparently, according to the wiki, Landship also means a robot with over 1,000 blocks. That's not what I'm doing. I'm making a ship. A ship-shaped bot. Ship-shaped, see what I did? I didn't mean to do it, but I did it. But I'm just making a bot that is shaped like a ship. That is all I'm aspiring to do. And if I succeed, I'll be happy with that. So if anyone's expecting anything else, wow, I hope you're ready for disappointment, honestly.
Oh. Well, so far, I have once again made a tube.
You have this thing with tubes?
I do.
I'm not sure it's healthy.
It is when it ends up with either coffee or the Eye of the Beholder.
Okay.
Two things you always hear together.
Those are the criteria. It is healthy if it ends up with coffee or the Eye of the Beholder. If it ends up with anything else, though, unhealthy, needs to be purged. Is that right?
Floating, yeah, how about floating sort of Cyclops eye? Because that's most likely what this is going to end up looking like.
I'm sure that'll work as well.
Lathrix, what's that? It's a Cyclops eye. Wow, it looks exactly like it. Exactly. No one will suspect a thing. So
I've put so many shields on this and nothing else, and it's already like crazy high tier.
Well, are you actually going to make it hover, or is it going to be wheels?
It's going to hover. I think a ship needs to sail. It will sail on the sands. Kind of.
Sort of, in a way.
But I must confess, I'm completely not up on what constitutes what kind of thing according to the Robocraft wiki. Like, what is a landship? What isn't a landship? What is whatever? I do not know or pay attention at all.
I am very guilty of that myself. Very much so.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Okay, it's hollow currently, and I haven't added the mouth section, but I want to see if this actually floats as it is.
Okay. Let me know.
Because
I've tried it like 2 or 3 times, and the problem is the really decent-looking ones go over the tier limit, and the ones which look worse work better. So I'm kind of trying to go halfway.
Okay.
Oh, that's not intentional. Oh, of course, it's too heavy at the top. That'll be fixed later. Okay, good. It kind of went straight top heavy, and well, the eye was looking very much at the floor.
That's a very good point. I need a keel. Pop down some weighted blocks to form my keel. I feel that my keel may be a little bit too high, though. Yes, yes, I believe my keel is far too high. We are going to have to bring the keel a little bit lower.
Bring the keel to kneel.
Oh,
It amused me, and that's the important thing.
actually, it amused me too. Well played. Right, okay. Now, I think this should hover relatively well. I've gone for the tried and tested triangular hover placement. So
As opposed to shove them everywhere, which is my kind of thinking.
I've grown out of that kind of placement. That didn't work too well for me the last couple of times I've tried it.
You should see my tier 7 medic. I think it has a total of 20 hover blades.
Wow.
Yeah, because essentially I had a lot of ranking left, and I had a load of lower tiered, under tiered hover blades. I thought, I wonder how many I can just put on the back.
Right.
And it functions.
Well, does it function well? This is the important question.
Well, it goes up and down really fast, which is good because it is a Tesla medic, so that
Great
does make
success.
hitting things a little bit easier. Exactly. Accidental successes are the best successes.
I agree with this, actually. I think I've mentioned before in one of my episodes that some of the best things that we've ever invented or discovered as you know, in human history have just been accidents. They've not actually been what the researcher was trying to do. It just happened that way.
Science happens when you least expect it, and that's the important thing there. So, everyone doing any form of science degree or anything, just remember, just be lazy. You'll be fine.
Don't listen to Lathrix. This is not good advice. No.
Think about penicillin. Just think about penicillin and be lazy.
No. Lathrix, you're about to cause a whole generation of people to fail their science degrees. I hope you're proud of yourself.
You'd think I would be, but I'm not. I feel like I'm going to tab out to look at the eye of the beholder, because currently I don't have any secondary eyes other than the main eye, but I feel that if I add them it'll make it look worse. But it does kind of need them.
A beholder does need eyes. This is very true.
What are you beholding? I'm smelling them. It's fine.
To be fair, I don't think anyone is going to be arguing with the beholder over what it wants to call its primary sense. It's a beholder. It can call it whatever it wants to call it. It's one of the advantages to being bloody frightening. Alright. I need some more armoured blocks for my seat. I'm right towards the end of tier 2. And I've done
I'll be honest,
barely
I'm
anything.
getting there as well. I'm very close.
I've got shields. Lots of shields, but that's more or less all I've got. I'm a very shielded kind of rubbish bot. I am now in tier 3. Okay, we'll take those off. I'm sure I'll be able to squeeze this down into the lower tiers, though. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's just getting the shape right.
I'm busy doing something which is truly blasphemous in the Robocraft world.
Oh.
I'm making it asymmetrical.
Well,
And the whole
you say that, you say that, and yet then we've got the Avakenstein's monster, which is doing amazingly well. It's one of my best tier 10 bots. Right, I need to practice this quickly. Just see if it can float. Because all I've got currently is locomotion and shielding and armor. Not even a lot of armor, no armor on top. It's kind of got a shape. It's losing its shape as a ship. And just becoming... I don't even know what it is anymore. I'm apparently crashing into the floor, even though I'm not touching it. Very well.
My shape's turned more like just a regular alien, honestly, at this stage. But I'm okay with that, because at least it still looks like
the vague idea I want, even if it's not the exact creature I'm talking about or thinking of.
It has passed the flip test, which I'm actually quite impressed with. I wasn't expecting it to, at all. Okay then, well, as a ship, I guess one of the things I could do is just kind of have more armor at the front than at the back, because... and at the sides, well, maybe a little bit at the back, but the idea of broadsiding my enemies. This is such a derpy looking ship. It barely deserves to be called a ship. Honestly, it's bad.
Is it more of a paddle boat than an actual battleship?
Basically, if you took a roller coaster car and threw it into a lake and then called it a boat, that would be kind of like what this is.
If it's floating, then it's absolutely reasonable to call it that.
I'm glad you agree. Very, very glad.
Oh, no. Okay, that's interesting.
What?
I only float when I'm moving.
And at other times?
I sink and land on my face. Actually, no, on my mouth. Actually, I land perfectly as I should be.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
I do have an eye laser. Which I think honestly makes up for everything. Ooh, I could add eye lasers to all the eyes.
What I'm trying to do right now is get it so that my guns can shoot past my shields. That is difficult.
I do hear that not shooting your own ship can be beneficial to not sinking.
Yes, generally speaking, cannoning your own deck, probably not one of the best things that any captain could hope to achieve.
Captains and engineers, though, what do they know about ships?
As
nothing,
it happens.
that's the answer, I've just got nothing.
Oh, right. Nothing. Complete noobs. Don't know anything about building ships, or piloting them, or doing anything good with them. Noobins. Right, I'm gonna have to just shed some of my shields. I think what I'm gonna have to do here is accept the loss of some firepower in exchange for some heavier firepower. So some shield in exchange for heavier firepower. Not quite enough though. I was hoping I'd be able to do that, but no.
I'll be honest, mine's actually just came in at the perfect ranking.
Really?
I can't use tier 3 SMGs other than the main eye laser, but the 3 little baby eyes do all now at least have their own gun.
I've got a distinct impression that your bot is going to end up being a hell of a lot more functional and more interesting looking than mine. I'm just going to call this now. I feel that Lathrix has won tier 2.
I have won a tier 2. Yay! Oh.
Because I am certainly not going to.
Although I'm lavishing the praise, I'm currently dragging my face along the floor.
That is always a good sign. Don't let anyone tell you different. That is exactly what you are meant to be doing at all times.
If I'm staying still or moving slowly over a flat plane, I actually look like I'm moving as intentional. If I move too fast or up anywhere, my face goes to the floor because I'm too front heavy.
Okay.
And I can't fit hover discs on the back without putting them on the outside of the vehicle, and that would kind of make it look quite obvious how it's floating.
Oh my lord, this thing is just... It feels so bad. I could sacrifice and get rid of my redundant triple hover blades. That would give me a lot of room, a lot of to work with. I'm gonna have to, I think. I don't want to, but I do have to. I need this extra room.
I'll be honest, I am considering actually changing the armor of the entire bot from it's completely green armor, which is the tier 2 armor. I'm considering making it completely tier 1 armor instead of the brown armor, just so I've got so much more ranking to play with. I can either A, upgrade my guns to tier 3, or B, actually have enough hover discs.
See, that's the thing, is I'm currently rolling with all tier 2 armor. And perhaps I should have been thinking along those lines. Perhaps I should have considered swapping down. But I've just changed a lot of stuff in order to accommodate it. So I'm not going to change it again just yet. I'm just going to hope. Perhaps hopelessly.
I don't think I'm going to change it more of an aesthetic reasoning though, because green just looks more right.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
It does look more.
I am going to have to duck away just for a moment because my beef roast is demanding my attention. I shall be right back.
See you then. Let's see.
And I'm back.
Hello again.
Sorry about that. We should be able to just easily cut that in without there being too much of an issue.
I'll just stop recording. By the way, sorry for keeping talking over you today. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Oh, dude, not a problem at all. I haven't even noticed you doing it, so it can't have been that bad.
I'm trying to wait, but every time I don't know. I think I'm just tired.
Honestly, not a problem. I haven't noticed it if you've done it, so again, it cannot be that bad.
Then you're just not listening to me.
Damn it! Why am I the bad guy all of a sudden?
You always are the bad guy, and I'm going to start recording in a second.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. And how is your beef roast doing, or your beef? What do you call it?
Beef roast.
Yeah,
it's a joint of beef roasting in the oven. It is doing well. It is no longer going to overcook, and that is glorious. Right.
How far are you from actually being a functional, truly battle-worthy ship?
Probably quite close, actually.
Hey, I'm just looking at mine, trying to see where I can shed some ranking. I'm honestly thinking the main gun, which is my tier 3 gun, may need to be replaced with a tier 2, just because I need another hover disc. It's so sad.
Well, what I'm doing right now is I'm just adding on a tiny tad more armor to the edges where I've got my guns, but I appear to be ready to go. I've not done any funky... oh, well, actually, let me get rid of that. Not done any funky Triforcing this time. I'm hoping it's not going to ruin me utterly, but it probably will. Should probably have done the funky Triforcing, really.
Oh, you should see my insides. I was actually thinking because
what? Excuse me?
You should see my insides.
You can't.
The insides of the robot, rather. So the insides of the Eye of the Derp, as I've called it. Originally, the first time I built this, I actually made it because of how weirdly it kind of attaches to the inside of the eye, the pilot seat. I actually made it so it had an escape bot using Triforcing, which actually worked every single battle it went into. Essentially, once you destroyed the eye, the entire robot broke, other than a small car on the inside.
Okay.
Which actually worked, and it was bizarre, and it was amazing.
Though escape pods are not nearly as useful outside of a tier where you can have a medic.
That's very true. But mine did have a gun.
Oh well, if your escape pod has a gun, that actually does change
it was tier 1, but it would attack you with spite and anger.
Damn you for killing me!
Shall we see if the MQs want to go into us today then?
Yes, we probably should.
Okay, queuing up.
Okay, that's John. I'm a little bit frightened, but alright.
Oh dear, it's not. Oh yes, it is.
Yes, there we are.
I was about to say, oh no, it's not talking to the platoon. The platoon
Straight
doesn't
in.
exist. Oh, that was fast.
You've called yours. I haven't named either of my two builds yet. I'm such a terrible parent.
You just don't love your designs. You see, people who drink coffee do love their designs, but people who drink tea have very little care about other things than themselves.
It's true. It's true. We just don't have time to think of the little men anymore. Too busy conquering worlds, enslaving populations, planting flags.
I can't really see your shape very well from this angle because it's trying to.
Oh, I like it. I really do like it.
Float. Ah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I made a classic blunder.
What have you done? Oh,
I forgot
to front heavy.
I forgot to take off the the second hoverblade at the back. But it looks like I absolutely did need the primary 2 hoverblades at the front. Okay, well, that would have easily been worked out if I'd actually gone ahead. But I've got a huge keel, you see. I should have pulled that down a little bit. But on the plus side, I can actually still glide across the floor. Well enough. I love it, Lathrix.
He's got a huge keel.
Lathrix, that was creepy. Honestly, though, that Eye of the Beholder is absolutely amazing. Truly wonderful.
But just look at how it's moving.
I see nothing wrong with how that Eye of the Beholder is moving. Truly nothing wrong at all.
The funny thing is, I'm actually currently holding down right as hard as I can. That's the max speed of its turning.
Okay.
Now left, and it won't turn. Oh, someone's rectifying. Be very mean. Oh,
one down.
Oh, actually look in front of me.
I'm going to try and flank around behind whoever's attacking our troops there. I'm sorry for all my viewers who are having to put up with the clunk to clunk 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 of my keel dragging along the floor. Because I just flat out can't fly properly. Oh, this is terrible. Alright, I'm coming up for a flanking maneuver.
I'm
oh, well done.
The eye. I've lost an eye. I've lost my front eye.
You've killed him though. Well done.
Look at me. I've got one eye gun functioning.
That does look a little bit nasty. It's true. Someone has popped your eye.
Oh wow.
And you are dragging your face along the floor. We are both about as successful as each other in terms of how well we're moving around.
Whee.
Though interestingly, we are both the only people that have kills. Oh my lord.
Oh, our team's doing remarkable then.
Yes. I'm going to charge back, or kind of like drag my keel along the floor, back towards our base. See if I can get a couple of shots off. Do you want to try and go and capture the enemy base, or are you coming with?
I'm actually coming with you, because turning around is very difficult now. Once I'm moving, I'm not moving in any other direction for a long time.
Okay. Oh my god, that keel. Worst idea ever. Made sense to begin with. No longer, though. Let's try and get a couple of shots off on these guys. Hello. Broadsides. Got a plasma tank here that I can hopefully take out. There we go.
Hey.
I am taking so much damage.
Not that good. You've only got 2 of them.
Yes.
Thankfully,
and another.
I'd be remarkably easy to kill right now, honestly. My seat's completely exposed.
I'm almost gone at the moment. I'm defaulting to tap firing as much as I can.
Oh, I was doing that.
But I very much doubt I'm going to be able to do much to stay in this. And death has come for me.
Hello, Death.
And its name was Pimones.
No.
Well, you know what? Despite the awful movement of that bot, it was remarkably hardy considering they were firing on me for so long.
I was going to say, you simply wasn't dying, and I'm very glad that they chose you as the bigger threat than the eye.
Well, I need to do 2 things to test this bot. 1, remove this bloody keel. What a stupid idea that was. I do kind of want the bottom to be heavier than the top, and right now it's not. But at the same time, I also want to be able to float, which I kind of need to, which I kind of just flat out can't right now. We'll take that off as well. Add a little bit more armor there.
I've decided I've got to do what I didn't want to do, and I'm going to downgrade the front weapon because I just need to add another hoverblade. It's just...
Yeah.
I can't turn currently. I would like thrusters, but I have no space for them, just for turning. Last I checked, the Eye of the Beholder didn't have thrusters on his arse.
No, I don't think they did. Again, my knowledge of Eye of Beholder lore, sketchy at best, but fairly certain you are actually correct on that.
I choose not to go deeply into it because most likely I'll get things wrong, and then the die-hard D&D fans will kill me.
Balls. I forgot to set up the mirror line again. Ah, every time.
I wonder how many people have already commented.
Indeed. Right, okay, there we go. So a little tiny bit of triforcing. Also a tiny bit of extra protection for my hoverblades. I know we're going into tier 3 now. Okay, I need to find out where the Triforcing took me into tier 3. Maybe back here? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, that's fine. Okay, right. I'm going to take this out in a quick practice and see if it can actually float.
I'm going to do the same, and hopefully it should be a bit better. What I've done is I had heavy blocks in the mouth of the beholder, so it, you know, looked like a background, but I've replaced those with armor blocks instead. Make it a bit lighter, then I've added one extra hover disc, and I've actually got thrusters on the inside.
No, this is not going anywhere. It is way too front heavy, even without the keel. So, with that in mind, also, it's now asymmetrical. That cannot be allowed to stand. I might be able to get away with adding one more hover disc. And if that is the case... Well, if that is the case... I can sacrifice some of my guns, I guess.
The pain in your voice then.
It is a very painful decision. I don't want to get rid of my awesome guns. I feel that they were doing a very great deal of work for me there. Let's have a look at how this works. Okay, it's actually taken off this time. Okay, we've got sailing. Sailing is taking place with just one extra hover blade at the front. Okay. I approve. Now to try and find a way to fit 2 tier 3 guns on this.
I haven't got a single tier 3 gun, in contrast.
Well, I had 2 tier 3 guns in the last battle as well. I feel they did a great deal of good for me. Could maybe try for a front mount tier 3? There's definitely that.
Front mounts, something about front mounted, they're just so not functional.
Yeah, I really don't use front mounts too much, but on occasion...
I think Free Jam needs to do something about front mounts. Someone once said something to me, which actually seemed like a good idea, somewhat, is to further make it even less manoeuvrable so it can shoot even less directions, but make them perhaps more powerful or faster shooting than their turreted variants.
Okay, well, yeah, so giving them slightly different role to fill. Yeah, exactly, I can see that, yeah.
So it'd only work on a very manoeuvrable bot, however, if you can pull it off, it's a greater reward. But of course, if something's behind you, then good luck shooting them in time.
Yeah. Well, that does seem to make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because currently, they fulfill the same role with almost the same hitbox, but they simply don't do the role... They simply do the role worse.
Yeah. Oh, this is a struggle getting that. I don't think I'm going to be able to take 2. I can bring 3. Bring 1. I wish I could bring 3. I can bring 1 along, but that is it for me. No more than that. However, bringing 1 along, I can happily bring 6 tier 2s at that point. So, I guess I can have some extra redundancy, I suppose? I mean, that's certainly appreciated.
Quantity has a quality of its own.
Indeed. Indeed.
So just bring many of them and hope for the best.
Very much so when it comes to guns, to be fair. Okay, well, I want one special, and that'll be a radar, and the radar can go all the way back here. Yes, I can have it in there. That's fantastic. Actually, it'll go in right in the front instead of right at the back. There we
wow.
are.
Do you know what looks amazing? Since you just said that, I thought, oh, I have no special attached. Radar jammers as pupils.
Are radar jammers for the right tier, though? I thought T3 radar jammers
tier
were unlocked in
3,
tier
yeah.
4.
Oh no, it was merely an idea. Just after you said that, I was thinking, oh, we can add that there. Because adding a radar as a pupil is a bit odd. But saying that, I currently have submachine guns as eyes, so...
Yeah, you take it where it comes from, I suppose.
Yeah, I think I've got it as... Ooh. Well, that was bugged out as hell. I think I've got it as far as I can at this stage. I've got an additional hover blade at the front to try and make it a bit more front lifting, but it still drags forwards, but I don't think I can do anything more about that and keep the shape.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Okay, I've added a flag. I feel much better about this bot now. Do I have any vapor trails?
Oh!
Mine is a ship. It has to have a flag.
People actually had a brilliant idea for the coffee mug, and I'm going to do that while I wait. The coffee mug. People kept telling me, why aren't you using the what they call the vapor trails as steam?
Oh, that's glorious.
I didn't
That is
even
genuinely
use the vapor
glorious.
trails. I know, and I even used them. I didn't even think to myself, oh, and what I could do is hide them just underneath the coffee, actually attached to the roof, which is, of course, the...
I kind of want some vapor trails, so I'm going to go and find some vapor trails on one of my other bots. I'm very sorry, Chaval, you must give up your vapor trails. It's for a good cause, though. Where have you hidden them? Oh, no! I've stolen them from another bot! Damn it! Who did I give your vapor trails to, Chaval? Did I give it to the polycopter? Yes, I did. Come here, you.
It's just a circle of thievery, isn't it?
It is unfortunate. I'm poor. I can't afford 1 million hangers and as many vapor trails. I wish I could. I spent all my money on flags. Okay, I think this is now ready. If this performs worse now that I've added vapor trails and flags, I just don't even know what I'm going to say.
Sadly, I'm going to have to put the vapor trails somewhere visible, because if you put them underneath, it looks like it's just coming through the mug.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's going to have to change. Not even perfect as well, because it's hidden.
This has almost become a land speeder now, more than a land ship. But okay, you know, I'm cool with this idea. Now the problem is to see whether it can still pass the flip test. If not, I'm going to have to drive it very differently. Whoa, 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 whoa. Almost flipped. I also need to try and turn my front to face my enemies so that my forward gun will always fire. But, okay.
I thought you were going for a full broadside.
Well, I have got most guns able to do a broadside, but my highest tier is only one of them, so it's gone straight in the front. I suppose I could put it on top, so it would have a better... there is a logic to that I can't deny. It would have a much better angle of fire then. Oh, but where am I going to put my flag? Oh, Lathrix, you give me some horrible decisions to make. You really do.
I am the voice of reason and ideas.
No, no, you're the voice of terrible reality. Just crashing down on me. Ruining my fun. Damn it.
Bear in mind, I am currently trying to land a flying mug of coffee onto a Megabot practice. It landed!
Well done.
I'm sorry, that's far too exciting for me, because now, if this bot moves, I'm almost certain I'll actually move with it. Oh, if it returned to Mothership. The shame was just too much for it to bear.
Well, to be fair, that is quite shameful for a Megabot to be turned into a stand for a coffee mug.
A coffee mount.
A coffee mount, I do apologise.
Or a coffee steed. A coffee steed.
Coffee steed. You know what, I'm okay with this. You may continue with your coffee steedery.
Oh, Avok.
Right. What?
I just had a brilliant idea.
What?
Probably the best idea I've ever had in my life, actually.
Okay.
It's came. Do you know when you have a stroke of inspiration? That just happened to me.
An epiphany.
I've just, yeah, exactly. I've just detailed one of those poor scorpion robots you can buy from the store because, you know, the practice spots are now those. And I've looked at it and realised I could actually build my coffee mug on its back. Like some form of parasitic creature. So
That's
as soon
fantastic.
as we get 2 legs, I'm going to make the coffee steed, and it's going to be that exact robot with a coffee mug growing out of its back like some grotesque tumour.
What beautiful imagery. I am ready now, I believe, for the next and probably last battle, actually, looking at the time.
Yeah.
You ready to
I'll
go?
Jump onto... Yep, just let me jump onto the beholder. I'm currently on the coffee mug. I'm currently on your coffee mug.
It's okay, I mean, it is my coffee mug. It's true. I fill it with tea, though. Lathrix hasn't noticed.
Okay, just queuing up now. Yep,
Okay.
waiting for your platoon.
Joining up.
Oh, wow. Tier 1 seems to be broke. Thankfully, we're not tier 1.
Yeah, thankfully, we're no longer Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
This is going to be interesting. Okay.
Doge the War Machine.
Well, it's especially unfortunate for us because as tier 2s, we only realistically going to have SMGs.
And we actually are all SMGs. I think that's the first time I've seen a tier 2 match of only SMGs.
And it had to be when we were in a challenge match.
Yeah, oh!
I forgot. I'm actually gonna post this soon. You know how challenge modes are broke?
Yes.
Recently we proved. Well, I got into one recently on my Megabot. It was me, as a Megabot, multiple tier 10s versus a tier 9 challenge.
Wow.
Yeah, they all quit before we even got to them.
Well, yeah, to be fair, at that point it's like, yeah, there's something to be said about, you know, fighting anyway, but this isn't a fight, this is a slaughter.
They could have tried to kill me, and if I got the kill, they'd be really proud of themselves.
Odds of that, though, considering they were a lower tier than everyone on the enemy team.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest. At that point, even I might be like, rage.
Ow.
Ouch.
Ow, yeah.
I can see pain hitting you. It's hitting you pretty hard. I'm gonna try and.
I'm blind.
I'm leaving. Come down here, Lathrix. Quickly.
I can't.
Lathrix, no. I'll come back. I'll nudge you. That's right, Lathrix. Well done. There we
I've got
are.
my eye laser.
Oh, well done. You still got your eye laser. Let's move on. Oh, no. There's someone with a sniper rail aiming at me. Oh, I can't see. My flag's in the way. I almost called it a stupid flag, but that would have been treasonous.
I have a mouth left.
Oh, dear. I'm coming up here to help my little rail fighter buddy over here. I don't think it's going to work too well.
As a recap, though, I've lost my sense of sight, hearing. Oh no, I've lost everything.
Oh dear. I've lost
but you know what? I could
some of my hover blades, but it's fine. We can still fight. I will eventually take down your shields, you scallywag over there. Supreme dude. So what other senses do you still have, Lathrix?
I'm currently dead. I have the sense of whatever.
I am actually dead.
Ethereal.
I have no senses.
I have the ethereal sense of time and fate. You are doomed. That is your fate. No, he was lounging around. Oh, there he is. I'm gonna say that was like the most. That SMG was not very brave.
No, it wasn't really. That was a foregone conclusion. Should we have one more battle?
Yeah, let's try and get into a normal match.
Yeah.
Wow, I did 0 CPU damage because all I hit was shields.
Yeah, pretty much same here. I think it was a pretty poor way to test this bot out.
There we go. Wow, look how many platoons.
Yeah, actually, the enemy team has a lot more than we do. That usually it doesn't balance it like that.
On the enemy team, one of the robots is called My YouTuber's Healer.
Okay.
Wait.
Fair enough.
Is that Linog in the enemy team? I know that person. Excellent.
Say hello to them.
I say hello to no one. I am the eye of the beholder.
That's just snobbery right there. You
Well,
heard it
does
here.
the eye of
Lathrix is a snob. He's a cyclopean snob at that.
Am I Cyclopean? If
That's
I have
actually a
4
good
eyes?
point, yeah, because you've got one main eye and then the rest. It's a very good point. I was thinking about that. Wow, we've got a crane. That is an interesting design there, friend. Look at him go. He likes to tip over too. I don't think it's going to change. I think that's pretty much his fate. You know what? We should probably get into this fight, but I'm going to go for a flank. Are you with me?
I'm slowly with you, yes.
Okay.
The fact I'm keeping up
Got
with you
two enemies coming up the way. And... hello. Unleashing on his guns, going primarily for the weapon systems. One down.
I'm just firing, honestly.
Tap firing. Oh, too many of my guns are gone down. I'm not firing very well. Sorry about that.
Oop.
Okay, coming back into this now.
I demand I get
Oh,
the
my
kill.
flag is fixed. Well done.
Hey, there you go. I knew it was Linog. Have I still got my eye? I still have my eyes!
Right, we no longer have a team though.
Oh.
It's not so good.
I vote to bravely defend.
Disrelic, he's coming for you. We've also got someone above. We should be able to easily chew through him. Hello!
can't turn.
I need to try and go for your wheels. Boom. There we go.
Rail.
And rail. Rails are gone. But the SMG coming around here is going to mess me up. Tap firing as much as I can. Try and precision aim. Oh, he's on the move. I think I've got his weapon. Yes. Okay. Moving on.
Reaper above you.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh my lord, really a Reaper in tier 2? Scallywaggery, I tell you. That is kind of impressive. Oh, foregone conclusion. Still 4 kills. I'm not too disappointed with that. My Landship come land speeder come whatever is not doing too bad, but
the little Reaper is Linog.
really?
Wait a second, he has a rudder.
How on earth did he fit that into witchcraft, I say?
He has rudder, helium, and multiple. No.
As a
Can you
tier
perhaps
2
bug out
bot?
into this tier?
I didn't notice anyone that was in a higher tier.
How do you fit
I'm really not sure, but I can't say that I checked. So before anyone calls me out on saying, they cheated, I'm not. I didn't check,
no.
but I don't think I saw that they were a tier 3 or above.
Although before we end, I want to do science now because that's actually intrigued me.
Okay.
So put down two. So he had at least 2 plasmas.
Right.
I just opened up an empty bay. I'm just putting down the minimum components I just saw.
Right, so.
Oh no, he is Oh, of course, because there's now tier 4 rudders.
So yeah,
Counted,
so he's pulled it in.
You can have 2 helium, 2 plasmas, rudders, and then if you only use tier 1 or tier 2 thrusters, it's actually completely reasonable.
Well, fair enough then. Well done him for fitting that in there, but
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Scallywaggery. And I think
Just
you
a
can
bit.
agree. There's a time and place for Reapers. Tier 2 is not that time or place.
He's bullying all the little babies.
He's bullying the next generation of Robocraft players. Scallywaggery. And I don't mind saying it aloud. But that is going to be it for this episode. I do hope you've enjoyed. I have actually had quite a lot of fun, even in that rather fated challenge match. How about you, Lathrix?
Actually loved it, yeah. So far, I'm actually very happy with the 2 bots I've got, just for sheer funness.
I've got to be honest, that Eye of the Beholder, absolutely amazing. I mean, my bot was kind of functional with a little bit of fun on it, but that Eye of the Beholder, work of art, my friend.
I think yours certainly functions better, at least. It can actually hold itself in a fight. Mine can't do damage, and it takes damage too easily, because it's all attached to that center eye, which of course is white.
Yes.
Is the white
yes.
armor, so...
But still, it looks beautiful, even while it dies.
Well, I think in tier 1 and tier 2, if you try too hard, it just feels mean. Honestly.
Are you saying I'm being mean? Oh, you scallywag.
No, not you. I mean people who, functional designs in the lower tiers. No,
I know exactly what you mean, though. But on that note, we will be wrapping up. So, thank you very much for everyone who has joined us, and I hope you will be joining us for the next. But until then, and as always, from myself, and I'm sure from Lathrix, do take care.
In a way.
In a way. He doesn't
I
really
hope
care.
you are decent over the coming few days.